describing an underwater UFO as large as a football field, moving at hundreds of miles per hour underwater.
Have you met with people with direct knowledge or have direct knowledge yourself of non-human origin craft?
Yes, I personally interviewed those individuals.
Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Aliens exist and President Trump knows about it.
But the United States and Israel have been in contact with a group of aliens for years.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology.
We are not all to be traced back to one blob of germplasm.
And the implant is finally removed.
There's no evidence how the object got inside the body.
Can you comment on the drones?
Our military knows where they took off from. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
What's good, guys? Super good to see you, man. It's been a long time since we've seen us. Oh man, I gotta say, time goes by way too fast, bro. Like, been away over the weekend, you know. And man, 2 weeks have passed again. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm back, man. I'm back with the fire shit. It's actually not that recent anymore. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, too much things happening too fast. And now I'm actually also kind of tired because I watched the soccer for the Americans, or Europeans would call it football finals though. Gotta be honest with you, went to local pub. Was fun. So I witnessed the ritual, you know, the satanic ritual that Spain won. No. Well, anyways, so I hope you're all doing well, man. First of all, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream, man. And yeah, well, today we're gonna talk about CERN. We're gonna talk about CERN, the recent shutdown. As you might have seen on the thumbnail, we do have the satanic ritual that is pretty old. Nothing new at all. It's just interesting to put that into context, right? So, and some scientists that are saying weird things about CERN and about entities and a whole lot of things. The thing is, I gotta be honest with you, I find that CERN is one of those things that it's been there for a super long time. Me personally though, I find it really hard to really grasp what CERN is. But this is also something that makes me very curious and gives me even more the impression that it's so vague, it's so hard to describe to a normal human, like what CERN is and what it's doing really. And even if you give it some kind of explanation, yeah, it's about particles and, you know, it's researching black holes and shit. It's like, all right, but what? It's like, what is it really doing? What is like the day-to-day life of a scientist working at CERN or like a group, whatever? What are they really doing there day-to-day, 24/7? Like, what is happening down there? Why are we spending so much money down there? And it's been pretty old, man. It's actually quite an old thing. So, without ado, we're gonna jump into it. And I'm gonna take a look, dude. So, what is CERN and what is it officially used for since it's built? Guys, can you tell me? Before I'm gonna read though, so you also don't read before I start. In case you didn't, please, I am asking you with all my heart and all my love to support the channel, man. To support me and make the channel grow. So hit the subscribe button, click the like button, say hello, man. I appreciate every single one of you because it's super hard at these times. And we all wanna fulfill our dream and be one family, right? And talk about the important things in life. Things that will like bring us together and bring us into a better future where we can just live and be free, right? So thank you for that. Now, CERN stands for Conseil Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire. I'm sorry I don't speak French, to be honest. Though it is now officially the European Organization for Nuclear Research, it is the world's largest particle physics laboratory, located astride the Franco-Swiss border near Geneva, Switzerland. Alright, good to know. So the founding and purpose. So CERN was founded in 1954 as one of the post-World War II Europe's first major joint scientific ventures. It aimed to, it is pretty old, that's what I mean, rebuild European science after the war, prevent a brain drain of talented physicists to the United States, or Argentina, or wherever, foster peaceful international collaboration in fundamental research. Alright. Its convention explicitly states that the research must be of a pure scientific and fundamental character with no military involvement, and all results must be published openly. Sure, that's what they're probably doing. I swear. So the official use since its founding, like CERN, has always focused on fundamental particle physics, studying the basic building blocks of matter and the forces that govern them. Scientists use massive particle accelerators and detectors to smash particles together at high energies, recreating conditions from the early universe and observing what happens. So this is what we always hear. And I'm wondering, is this really all they're doing down there? Just like smashing particles all the time together and just see what happens? I don't know. So the particle accelerators, like the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, the world's largest and most powerful, a 27-kilometer ring that started in 2008, boost beams of protons or heavy ions nearly to the speed of light and collide them. So 27 kilometers is fucking long, man. It's pretty as long, but there's something they're gonna build soon, which is even bigger. I swear, guys, and it's like big, really big. Research, oh no, wait, give me one sec. Detectors, Atlassians record the results of collisions, alright. Then we have the research areas, cover the standard model of particle physics, the Higgs boson discovered in 2012, antimatter, quark gluon plasma, conditions like the Big Bang, dark matter searches, and more. So broader mission, advanced knowledge of the universe's fundamental structure. Well, that sounds legit, right? Drive technological innovation. The World Wide Web was invented at CERN in 1989 for data sharing. Which is interesting, I didn't really know that, to be honest, as specific, that it's really from there, and because they needed to gather data. I didn't know that's kind of like a military thing, but alright. Train scientists and engineers, why not? Promote international collaboration, today involving 25 member states, associate members, observers, and thousands of scientists from over 100 countries. So CERN's work remains purely civilian and open. It has delivered major discoveries as the Higgs boson, as mentioned before, antimatter, atoms, etc, blah blah blah, wide spinning of technologies in computing, materials, medicine, and more. Really, medicine? Alright, anyways. I guess I'm not enough of a nerd to really understand it. Do you know what I mean? It's all super abstract and really hard to follow. Like, you can just write this and it's like, oh yeah, sure, it's probably for medicine. But I'm like, show me, dude. Do you know what I mean? I really am like, show me. Where is it directly connected to medicine? Or is it just something they give us? Not saying that it has to be that way, right? I'm just curious. Guess it's hard to talk to someone to really get a good explanation of things. The Large Hadron Collider is currently undergoing upgrades, high luminosity phase, for continued research in 2030s and beyond. In short, CERN exists to push the frontiers of human knowledge about the universe through collaborative non-military particle physics research. Important thing to mention is here, non-military. Did you hear that, guys? Don't you think there's anything weird going on, bro? Don't do that. God damn it. I thought I had something else open there. Well, actually, no, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, I remember what I was looking for. I was looking for that thing. Oh my god, it's too much. Too many tabs, bro. 1 second, guys. Oh yeah, what's down there? Oh my god, I didn't find it. So CERN got shut down though. Like they turned it off. But why? That's the real question, right? So I asked Grok, and let's see what Grok is giving us. Like, why did they shut down CERN now, and what is it happening? No, and what is happening to it right now? So CERN was shut down at the end of June 2026, which was very recently, for a planned major upgrade period called Long Shutdown 3, LS3. So this is not an emergency or unexpected closure, it's a scheduled multi-year technical stop. You know, it has been running since 2008, with earlier shutdowns for maintenance. After completing run through its latest data taking period, it ended LS3 to transform into the high luminosity LHC, blah blah blah. So the main goals of the upgrade: increase luminosity number of particle collisions per second by up to 10 times. Allow scientists to collect far more data for precise studies of the Higgs boson. Search for dark matter, physics beyond the standard model, of course, and other mysteries. Physics beyond the standard model, right? Like plasma research and all those scientists that are suddenly dying when they discover some huge things. Install new superconducting magnets, detectors, and other hardware probably. Perform essential maintenance and consolidation across the anti-accelerator complex. So the final proton collisions for physics happen around mid-June 2026, with the last beams dumped on June 27 and the official switch off announced on June 29. Well, LS3 is actively underway and is expected to last 4 years until 30. Thousands of engineers, technicians, and scientists are working in the tunnels and on experiments. Thousands, dude! I swear it would be so fascinating to go down there and have a visit and like really see what's going on there. Like, I seriously cannot imagine. Like, is there a way to just go down there and just press some buttons and then boom, you know, those things are clashing on each other? I really wonder what they're doing down there. It's so hard if you're not into the topic, you know, if you're not a scientist, basically, you don't really know what it means to work there and like why thousands of people. Yeah, upgrading detectors for higher data rates. Install new equipment in the length of 1.2 kilometers. Installing new cryogenic systems, magnets, infrastructure, cooling, that shit. Other projects like renovating, isolate, consolidating the superproton, synchron, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all nerdy stuff. Anyway, so it's basically like a maintenance thing that has been, you know, planned and scheduled to basically give it quite an update. Okay. That's good, right? The funny thing is, and so this is what they're giving us, what they're saying publicly, that CERN is there for this reason. In the end, it's telling me something, but it could also be nothing. And you know, it's been the same thing for since it's been there. They're always saying it's just particle research and what is the universe made of? How did it get created and stuff like that? So we have to research that shit. Well, I think you can remember that thing here, right? Do you all remember this ceremony? Let's say ceremony. I do find it quite interesting, to be honest. No, shit. Wait a sec. It's gonna show you what I mean. So this thing here, we're gonna take a look at it. And in case you haven't seen it, so this seems to be, people say, in front of the CERN facility, basically some kind of weird satanic ritual going on, which seems to look like almost like human sacrifice, dude. And it's from 2016, so it's been around for quite a while, but I love to give it a look every now and then.
What the fuck? What the? Fuck! Shit! Fuck! Shit!
I gotta tell you guys, since it's pretty old, right? And since we all grew up, man, it gives me a little sus vibes, definitely. Like the way he's just standing there with his sneakers, bro. Like he's coming up. Where's he? Where's he? There we go. Like he's coming up. Is it that guy? No, it's not that guy. Is that guy? Come on. Yeah, he. Dude, just like normal shoes, man. Like if it would be legit, guys, they would come with some expensive ass red leather shoes, you know? Or something like this. But this looks like, you know, some guy's making fun. Also his reaction, fuck. Oh my god. It's like, I don't know. It is funny though. Pretty sus, but funny. But that's it about the ritual though. So you make up your own mind and what do you think? If you think it's legit or if you think it's just a pure joke. In the end, we don't really know, man. In the end, we don't really know. Well, we're coming to Daddy Jones again. My boy's been interviewing so many people. It's incredible. I find it very, very astonishing how he's like able to keep track of so many topics. But I mean, if it's your job, right? Like you have every day almost to just like talk to people. It must be pretty amazing. It must be pretty amazing. So we're gonna take a look, and he's basically talking about Shiva. And the good thing about Shiva, oh my god, give me 1 second. So the interesting thing is about Shiva that, I mean, we've seen the ritual taking place in front of the Shiva statue. And I mean, Shiva is this goddess from Hinduism, which is like a very complex god because she's there for like many things, and the main, like the purpose is really hard to tell because you can really how do you say, like, I feel like you can implement and project a lot of stuff into her and what she's being there for, and you know, she's meaning this and she's meaning that and she symbolizes this and that. So it's pretty hard, but it's pretty interesting to hear his take on Shiva. So, and let's say Shiva and ancient happenings and, you know, the end time destroyer. I'm gonna give it a quick read. So Shiva is the end time destroyers. Ancient prophecy just got UAP linked. So biblical prophecy researcher Gary Wayne, 45 years deep into ancient religious texts, just dropped a knowledge bomb on Daddy Jones podcast. So Shiva's story, the famous Hindu destroyer god, mirrors hidden parallels in Christian and end times prophecy. Sound familiar to anyone tracking NHI? So for decades, European researchers have connected ancient gods descending in fire and fiery chariots, wielding advanced tech, reshaping civilizations to non-human intelligence. So Shiva's destructive cycles, third eye, and cosmic dance could be veiled accounts of interdimensional or technological intervention. If Wayne's right and these traditions converge on an end times destroyer archetype, are we watching the same NHI playbook described by modern whistleblowers? That's interesting. That is interesting.
Polytheist history has the same end time with the destruction by fire. And we might know that with the Vedas and the Upanishads of India, for one sort of polytheist example, where they have Shiva, the famous destroyer god.
Yeah.
Quick pause. Hello, Abs Rebel, man. I thank you so much. And welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome to the stream, brother. Good that you're researching CERN as well, bro. Pretty good to hear, man. And it's super hard to find like legit information, you know? It's, I mean, what is legit anyways these days? But it's like so much BS around again. And just so much far-fetched things that are really hard to tell what to make of. So yeah, man, if you have anything where you say like, dude, look into this guy, look into that book, whatever, put it into the comments, bro. I'm gonna give it a watch. So thank you for being around, dude.
This is a destroyer god that has the ability to incarnate like Vishnu does. Vishnu was the one who incarnated into Buddha to provide knowledge to start the Buddhist religion. And in the sort of global conflation of the religions, Buddha is one of these individuals that are sent on the way, as they call it, to help us evolve into godhood. Mm-hmm. Right? So he receives this knowledge. This is not possession. This is the avatara effect. The avatar is the god. The receiver, the human who already has a spirit host in their soul and their body, receives this incarnation of this supernatural being who's going to provide help. It's different than demon possession, which isn't symbiotic and by a lower level of being.
Right.
Okay, it's different. It's distinct. Okay. That's my point there. Shiva does the same thing. Shiva comes in the end time, at the end of these set periods of celestial procession, to destroy the earth by fire, which started in 2012, according to the polytheist celestial procession, with the age of the water bearer, where there's destruction of fire. Sometime within over 2,000 years is one of those sort of periods of time is. So we're not sure from a polytheist side when, but in that sort of period of time. And in that period of time, when Shiva comes to destroy the world by fire, Shiva incarnates into a being that would be known as a Messiah type of figure from a polytheist perspective. And so Shiva is recorded in those religious records of avataring at least 12 times. I think Vishnu's 18, if my memory serves me right, but I'm in the zone. And Shiva's coming back in the end time. Well, who is Shiva? This is the god that is being associated. So who is Shiva? Shiva is the god being associated with CERN today.
Oh, yeah, that's wild.
With quantum mechanics that can go interdimensionally.
Oh, shit.
With AI, so you can search multiple locations. So they're doing something interdimensionally. Just let me leave that hang out there. Shiva is the one they're doing these dances to. Shiva is also a creator god. Shiva creates a world it destroys by fire and then creates a new world to restart.
Yeah.
So we understand this as...
And there's so many people linking CERN to like, oh shit, we somehow created another parallel universe. Like I think there's been a guy, like a scientist, not certain, you know, like his credibility, all that stuff. But there are rumors that a scientist was like whistleblowing. Oh yeah, by the way, we kind of fucked up our old timeline and created the new one, which we are looped in. Kind of something like this, dude. It was wild. I remember that thing going around the net for a little bit. Couldn't find it though. But that was just funny, right? Oh no, actually I think it was like, no. I think it was 1st of April, Fool's Day. And they actually were writing like, yeah, we kind of destroyed our recent timeline and created a new one, which we are looped in or something like this. And it was like, bad sense of humor, bro. I think. Well, I'm quite sure was that.
In the Sanskrit version that I provided of the Zoroastrianism versus the Avesta version, so Sanskrit from the Indus Valley, started by the Proto-Indo-European Aryans, Iranians, giants, I know I'm moving quickly here, versus the Avesta version in Persia, which would not call this god as we understand Shiva. As Shiva is called Mitra or Mithra.
Right.
And Mithra is a god of Zoroastrianism.
Right.
Mitra, M-I-T-R-A, without the H. H is kind of introduced into many languages behind a T as an evolution of the languages. So Mitra is understood in all of the Proto-Indo-European languages, just as CERN is. I'll come back to CERN. And so Mitra is the equivalent of Shiva. Mitra is a god who comes back in the end time as an avatar effect, who is going to incarnate into the polytheist Messiah, which we know as Lord Maitreya. Maitreya is a transliteration of Mitra. Mithra is the same religion that was in the time of Rome at the time of the formation of Christianity. And with Constantine, Mithra is the main religion that's going to be sort of merged into Christianity with a lot of its imagery that forms the Roman Church as we sort of understand it. And that's a political move by Constantine to unite the empire. So we should understand it in those sort of terms. So as we look at Mithra, he is an individual that is coming back in the end time to do the same thing as Shiva. Now, biblically, we have a connection here with Azazel. Azazel is the scapegoat angel, leader of the watchers in the book of Enoch.
Okay.
We get the word Babel, or not Babel, we get the word Azazel in the Bible once. It's not always translated as Azazel. In the King James Version, a second goat is sacrificed on the Day of Atonement. First goat for the sins of Israel. The second goat, we're not really told what that is, and he's sacrificed differently and sent into the wilderness.
Right.
Scapegoat is the Hebrew word Azazel there for the sins of the world. Azazel was the chief god, chief lieutenant of Satan, leader of the host as he's put into the pit prison for his crimes because he's the one accredited with being the destroyer god of the antediluvian world, the one who provided most of the illicit knowledge, not all, the most important knowledge to the people that developed all of this technology. He's the one who provided the knowledge and the arts and the crafts of war and its weaponry and its application. So to a development, to a level that we're just
Satan,
getting to.
or the other one?
Azazel. He's the lieutenant. Let's call him that. He's
the
like,
left hand?
Yeah, he's the chief of the seven. Seven is the typical, like the 7 days of the week are named after the gods out of 3 different pantheons, Latin, Greek, and Norse. Okay, these are the 7 wandering stars as we know biblically. These are the 7 major.
Man, this guy's deep into it, dude. I gotta say, man, for me, sometimes it's pretty hard to follow all these like ancient texts and stuff like that. So many gods, so many angels, so many, slave of this guy. Like, dude, it's like, give me a break. No, but I gotta say, the Book of Enoch, I did buy one thing. I bought one thing, did read a couple of pages into it, didn't make it through. It was pretty interesting already, dude, gotta say. So the Book of Enoch, 100%, in case you never read anything, haven't read anything about it, like, go give it a read. You find like very interesting passages, how do you call it? But like interesting parts of articles from that book, man. It's wild what they are talking about, really. And no wonder they cut that stuff out of the Bible, man. Yeah, Rebel. Well, I think it was forced to shut down, not some plant maintenance. Well, we can only, try to make our own mind and just like rumor around. It's so hard to tell, man. I mean, who knows, right? That's what I mean. Like, they're giving us those reasons why it's been shut down, which we have to believe or not, right? But that's why we're here, man, trying to research it to see what could be out there on info. But what is your opinion, though? Why did they had to shut it down? Like, how do you come to that conclusion? I would like to know that, bro.
Ones, right? He is the leader of the 7 Satans in the Book of Enoch. And he's the one that is entitled as the destroyer of the world that we see as Apollyon and Abaddon as the one who comes out of the pit prison in the end time. So bear with me just a little bit longer. I like to tell stories and try and show some veracity to the things and not just be a talking head. So roll this forward to secret societies and the Knights Templar. They are going to be disbanded in 1307, and they are accused of worshiping a god named Baphomet.
Yep.
So that is a colloquial transliteration of Papa Mitra. Coming from the original Proto-Indo-European, Indo-Aryan Sanskrit language, Mitra is M-I-T-R-A, and Bapo, B-A-P, and understanding the H's are added through that evolution of the language that I talked about. They are worshiping Bapho Mitra, meaning Father Mitra, just as Father Mitra is introduced to the father aspect in Christianity in the time of Constantine, as we talked about, and why the Catholic Church calls their priests fathers and wear black Mithra robes and things like that. And I'm not anti-Roman Catholic. I mean, we have this that has rolled through all Protestantism as well. I just understand the facts of what happened.
Right.
So they're worshiping Bapho Mitra, but in the secret societies, they worship Azazel as his name. And in fact, at Rosslyn Chapel, built by the adepts who founded the Templars And in this case, the Sinclairs, or the St. Clairs of the Rollo bloodline from Odin, they're going to build Rosalind Chapel as a taciturn imagery of their history in stone. And in there, they're going to have this angel that's hung upside down in a form of an S or a Z, because the Z could be an S or a Z as it's transliterated into different languages, with these pearls of wisdom, which is an allegory for the ancient archives of the Masons, which is an allegory of the Prometheus knowledge. It's this illicit knowledge that was provided from heaven that they're worshiping. And now you start to see the connections of the same gods again, now with the leader of the Watchers as a specific individual who's going to be coming back in the end time to incarnate into Antichrist.
So they're worshiping Prometheus?
In the allegorical sense, they are there. And I'll explain that.
Okay.
So in the secret societies, they'll use Freemasonry as a modern version of one of the offshoot organizations after the fall of the Knights Templar.
I don't understand the big hubbubaloo about Freemasons. They seem just like normal everyday people who are part of a club. Like, why are people so fascinated by the Freemasons?
I'll come back to that in just a second. So in there, they're going to worship an allegory trinity. And we understand that. I'll leave out the mother goddess name, just to be safe.
You can say it. It's okay.
Are you sure? Okay. Yeah. I just don't want...
No, you won't get us in trouble. Don't worry.
Okay. Well,
we said way worse.
It's the name of the terrorist group. And anytime
ISIS?
I say it, yeah.
Yeah, we can say it. It's
okay.
Fine. We say ISIS all the time here.
You don't get the same viewership out of YouTube as all. So if you're...
we will. So okay. They've given up on us.
Oh, they have. Terrific. So they use as their trinity, as their allegory, Isis, Osiris, and Horus. And Horus being the sun. Horus is that imagery that we see with Mary and the baby Jesus. That's the Egyptian imagery that's been embedded into Christianity. And that they are allegories for the original ones, because these are offspring gods. They're not even an allegory for the parent gods. This is for the original. This is for the original as we know it in Gnosticism as Sophia and as Satan, or this nebulous life force, as the Gnostics like to refer to him as. And so this is the absolute two chief gods and their offspring, who becomes like Jesus in that sort of imagery. So in the tripartite nature in Christianity, you have the understanding of El Elyon, or El Shaddai. Elohim in the plural, used for him in particular, is the Father, or Abba, as Jesus called him in the Bible. And you have Ruach of the Elohim, or Pneuma in the Greek, which is Ruach as in the Holy Spirit, or the Spirit of God in Genesis 1. Sorry, I have imageries that are going through my head as I speak, so my hands start to move. So that's...
Brother, what's going on with your mind? No, I'm serious, dude. It's super hard for me to follow that, bro. It's because I can tell he's into it, throwing all those names. For Ezekiel 1, part 3, Genesis, dude. I'm just sitting here, man. You know... Oh, goddamn. I mean, I gotta say, I think I'm gonna end it here. A couple last seconds are not too important. I think the most important part that we can get out of there is that Shiva is connected to the destruction and creation of new worlds, and also connected to other gods, and probably to the Book of Enoch. So different people give it different names, but in the end, they're all talking about the same thing, right? And as I said, the Book of Enoch is definitely something to look into, because they be talking about that stuff that is very interesting that you don't read in the Bible, though. About like giants, you know, and like the angels that came down and gave human certain knowledge and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. And well, this guy's pretty good at connecting the dots in different religions and seeing the patterns. And I mean, yeah, well, we don't know if we are in the end times, right? And if like CERN was connected to like the end of our world as we knew it in 2012 and stuff like that. Which is bringing us into this part. So I'm just gonna give it a read, and then we'll see. Shocking admission from CERN scientists. Beings are coming out of the portal. So this is where I find it gets very interesting. So, Dr. Astrid, I'm gonna say it in German. It's weird to make it sound English even though it's a German name. So Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger, a Swiss scientist, well, Swiss, almost German, who worked with the WHO, World Health Organization, and the UN, shared a story that sends chills down your spine. It does sound like a grok text. So at a dinner in Portugal, two CERN physicists, one from Geneva, the other from Portugal, told her directly. So I just want to make clear, because other people were saying like, yeah, but she's not actual CERN scientist, so you are lying and stuff like that. It's not that she said she's a CERN scientist. She's not a CERN scientist, right? So she's just saying that she talked to actual CERN scientists that told her that. So it's not herself saying I worked at CERN or stuff like that. So she never said that, just to make that clear. At a dinner in Portugal, two CERN physicists, one from Geneva and the other one from Portugal, told her directly, we officially work with 17 dimensions of reality. Why not? When she asked, can you show me something from another dimension? They hesitated, then told her about a portal beneath CERN. Well, that's quite something, I would say. A round door like in Stargate. People sit in a room across from it. And on one day, an entity came out of the portal. It sat down at the table, not human, indescribable. Okay. Just gonna leave that there. The second time, it took a scarf and left another one behind. That is super random, bro. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? The physicist said this was second-hand information from very reliable colleagues. Like, trust me, bro. But they confirmed that beings come and go through a portal beneath the Large Hadron Collider. They are playing with subatomic dimensions where our familiar reality is only a small part. And now the most frightening part, CERN is already preparing the next step. And this is actually what I wanted to... Stop it, Karen. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. Because we are thinking that CERN is the thing, right? Like CERN is this thing that has been there for a long time and we have to be careful about it, and they're opening gates but they're planning the big shit. So the future circular collider, a new collider, and we talked about that CERN collider is like 27 kilometers long. It's 3 times larger than the current one. A circumference of 90.7 kilometers, with shafts reaching depths of 180 to 400 meters, bro. The decision comes in 2028, so we're not there yet, but I think we're getting there. With construction beginning in the early 30s. Officially, they are searching for new particles.
He came from this portal.
God damn it, Karen, I did say stop it. So they're always looking for new particles, right? It's about the particles, guys. Where was it saying now? Yeah, officially they are searching for new particles. Unofficially though, what are they really planning to open or let in? Dr. Stuckelberger is not an amateur conspiracy theorist. She's someone from within the system who can no longer stay silent. Which is kind of far-fetched if you want to ask me, because I said she's not connected to CERN. I mean, I think she lives in Geneva, in Switzerland, so that's the only thing why she's connected in a physical way. But other than that, she worked for the World Health Organization, stuff like this, for the UN, meaning she's at least around in like official, institutions and stuff like that. So some people know her, but that doesn't mean that she's not able to talk BS. But let's listen what she has to tell us.
Well, an entity came from this portal. And like it sat at the table.
That was Dr. Astrid coming out a few years ago and what she said was going on at CERN. Now, she has an academic and scientific background. She worked at the University of Geneva in Switzerland. She has also worked with the World Health Organization and the United Nations, so she holds some weight. Now, her claims were that they had opened a portal or something like a stargate under CERN. She claimed that she was told by scientists there that an entity came out, and the entity even left a scarf behind as physical proof. Now, regardless if we believe her or not, they are messing with something they shouldn't be messing with. Now, she said that they were trying to open something much bigger. Well...
Hello, Fix It Fast 110. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you for being here, man. So what is your point? Do you mean my point? Like, my point in what directly do you mean? Tell me specifically what you mean. Which point? Who's a fraud? You mean who's a fraud in terms of, like, if she's a fraud, you mean, or the scientists? Or like in general? Because in general, man, who's the fraud? You tell me, man. It's... Who's the fraud? We don't know, right? It's like, who's the fraud? Maybe there are a lot of scientists working there that really work on something. Maybe there are scientists working there that are not giving you the full truth, and maybe they are the frauds, right? In the end, there seem to be a couple of people that have the power to decide what we can discuss and what we can talk about openly. Or not. Oh my god. You mean... Oh my god, sorry. Not who. Sorry, dude. It's too many beers yesterday, dude, I'm telling you. Who is the fraud? You mean the World Health Organization? Of course. They are fraud. Big fraud. Big scam, dude.
This came to mind because of this, and I showed you that clip because of this. So I was sitting here, and I heard the word CERN in my head. It just popped into my head. I heard that word, and I was thinking, well, I haven't looked into CERN in a long time. So I went and I looked into it, and there was a news article from today. It said they had just announced that they are happy about funding for a new particle accelerator, or a new particle collider. Now, something much bigger and better, they say. Kind of what she was talking about. They say, build by far the world's biggest particle accelerator, over 3 times larger than the LHC CERN. Wow, that's big and more powerful. Now, the planned future circular collider, called the FCC,
that's what she said,
will be voted on in 2028. It says they will be checking funding in 2028 and move forward. It also says that as of today, private donors have already pledged $1 billion towards the construction of the FCC. So the LHC CERN is expected to have fully run its course by 2040, and they want another one ready, a much more powerful one ready. They would start construction in the 2030s on the FCC. They do say that the project would start operation in the 2040s. However, we know that when they always want to speed things along, or, you know, when they need to speed things along, it might not even take that long. So who knows? And especially if, let's say, something happens to CERN sooner than that. But the late 2030s into 2040s is also when Space Weather News says that the pole shift will happen.
I didn't know about that, Karen. Space Weather News tells us in 2040 there's a pole shift happening. Dude, I feel like I heard about the pole shift so many times already. I thought it happened like 10 times already, dude. No? Like, I do read about, like, guys, the Schumann resonance is crazy today. I think it's the pole shift that is happening right now.
We've all been watching the data, or however you want to say it, data on that, and that would correlate with around the same time. Now, I think it could all happen much sooner, but who's to say? Anyways, so all of these things are in Revelation, and you also have the 2030 agenda, the New World Order, you know, the beast system, and we know CERN has its hand in Bible prophecy. It could even play a part in, you know, like Revelation 9, the key to the bottomless pit, just a thought there. But anyways, I really do think we should pay attention to their moves on this new...
So thank you. Oh my god, my voice. So thank you, Karen, for the update. She's not actually called Karen. I'm just gonna call her like that, all right? Yeah, man, why would anyone fund that behemoth? I don't know, dude. Maybe because you wanna lure some entities in, bro. You're like, come to the dark side, or the even darker side, and work for me. It's like Voldemort not creating, oh my god, my brain is wasted today. Recruiting soldiers for the army against Potter, you know? Maybe something like that. And that's why you gotta open the portal, and you wanna bring in the big army, and that's why you needed the big thing, the big and powerful thing. Well, anyway, she was basically repeating what we were reading, which is interesting, though. Which is interesting. So that's basically the same thing. I think I was looking at. Oh yeah, here. So this was also another very interesting addition I found. So the official admission from CERN leadership. So in 2009, supposedly Sergio Bertolucci, I guess he's Italian, CERN's director of research, told journalists directly, something may come out of this door, or we may send something through it. well, that's just something you say, right? He was talking about the Large Hadron Collider, not as a joke, not as a theory, but as a real possibility. This sounds, again, super AI. But, bro, it's like when you do a couple things with AI, you hear the way they, like, creating those texts. Like, he was not talking about the Large Hadron Collider, not as a joke, not as a theory, but as a real possibility. Dude, that's so AI texting. I hate it. This door refers to the experiments as the LHC, where they are literally trying to open a passage to other dimensions and unknown unknowns. Today, CERN is preparing the next step, the Future Circular Collider. Collider 3 times more, yeah, powerful, we all know that. So what are they trying to plan? Well, I guess we find out. I'm gonna show you, so you can go on the official website, home.cern, and then you'll find about it. So this is the Future Circular Collider. One sec. Stargates portals very well. We know they have been using them for eons. Yeah, dude. I mean, if you look into ancient civilizations, and this is where I have to mention Jay Anderson's, oh my god, Jay Anderson's awesome work on like documenting all these like stargates, portals, weird architectural things in Egypt and all around the world, man. There are some pretty big stargates, if you want to call it like this. How they use it though, I think we don't know, right? But we can guess that they've used stuff like this for a long time. It is, again, super hard though to find legitimate information on like real stargates in terms of like real technological aspects. What comes to my mind is also Project Looking Glass. It's kind of like the same thing, I feel like, because not the same. It's not about like portals in that way, but it's kind of the same niche, right? Black projects, kind of creating a portal thing where you can look into the future, stuff like this. So I did hear similarities about that as well, and it's all so interesting though. So here you can see, guys, just gonna zoom in a little bit. Dude, it's like big, right? Look at this. So this is the LHC, the current thing that is currently shut down. And this is the Future Collider, which is big, bro. It's like the whole city Geneva is going to be inside of that thing, dude. I gotta be honest with you, bro. I don't want to live there. Like, imagine, you're like in this energy field of this huge thing. Don't you think that it's kind of weird and might probably not be the best thing for you? I don't know about that. Probably most people don't even care about it and they find it nice and fascinating. I find it kind of creepy though. Gotta be honest with you. Well, guys, I see already where we're going next, and this is... Gotta put your tinfoil hat on, okay? Because this is not directly connected to CERN. But we all have seen the kind of sus vibes human sacrifice in front of the CERN facility video from 2016. Well, you could say it's kind of like a satanic thing going on, right? There is a HR Giga Museum in Gruyère, Switzerland, all right? Text is in German, you don't have to worry about the text. It's just funny because it's like some people talk about that, you hear rumors and stories around that area of CERN that there's like occult satanic shit going on. And I just found that this museum is super interesting, if you want to call it like that, especially that it's so close to CERN, basically. Yeah, well, it's not, as I said, directly connected to CERN in any way. It's just that you can say it's kind of close there. It's kind of around there. Maybe there's like a weird energy going on. And why this artist is like so into all that stuff is kind of weird, man. And just want to show you already this picture, dude. And I had one going on here. Dude, I feel like this picture perfectly reminds me of Aleister Crowley, bro. I mean, don't you think? Like, seriously. Give me 1 second, bro. But it's like, I get, like, from this picture. Oh, come on. I feel like when I look at this guy, it's kind of giving me the same vibes, even though it's a totally different picture. But do you know what I mean? Maybe it's the way he's looking. Kind of weird though. But anyway, this is the artist and he's doing some weird ass art. So this is actually called, I think there was some name, and I think they called it the breeding, like actual breeding, like creating humans, breeding machine, which is kind of weird, like these small kids. And he's like doing weird shit with aliens and stuff, which is kind of weird because, you know, talking about CERN and like aliens and like weird entities getting out of portals, getting in portals, it's like maybe there's like a collective energy around that place. And I did find that pretty weird, man. It's like, dude, this imagine you're like a scientist working at CERN and this good old lady steps out of the portal and is like, well, hello, how are you doing? Dude, it's like, and you know what I mean? It's kind of weird, man. It's like he's in, like, either he's just really into aliens, like the movie, because it pretty much looks like the Predator, if you know what I mean. But there's some weird shit going on. Also here, right? It's like with human, and it's all kind of weird, man, and giving me pretty weird vibes. Like maybe he got influenced. I mean, he's definitely into Alien the movie, obviously, as we can see, but I don't know what to make of that. You be the judge. So yeah, well, you can research. Oh shit, I forgot to put the link into the description. This wall is hella creepy. This wall is hella creepy. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Man, all those small babies. Give it the Epstein vibes, you know? But yeah, man, those and many more things, and chairs that are pretty much out of bones, and looks like portal into another world, gotta say. So you can skip that, and that. So we gotta jump to another bro. Just giving us another recap of where there are buried ancient CERNs all over the world, and Iran has one too. Oh, really, dude? Is it? But do you mean like CERNs in terms of with the same technology that we use them? Or like, do you just mean like circular structures that are pretty much the same thing in terms of like visual appearance? Or do you mean that they're actually like sites where they found old machines, basically? Didn't know that actually, but that seems pretty interesting, dude.
CERN is shut down, and it just got creepier. I'm sure by now you've heard they're stopping all the LHC experiments for 4 years. This sounds like a good thing, right? Unfortunately, there's way more to this story. I'm sure most of you have experienced the Mandela effect.
Okay, I'm going to 100% prove and explain to you how the Mandela effect works and why we've all experienced this and why it's so shocking. So look at this. You remember Pikachu? Didn't he have that black spot on his tail? Nope. Go try to find a picture of him with a black spot on his tail. There's no black spot. Looney Tunes. Wasn't it Tunes with 2 O's? Nope. It's apparently always been Tunes. Chick-fil-A? You thought that it was Chick, C-H-I-C. Nope. C-H-I-C-K. Fruit of the Loom. Wasn't there a cornucopia? Nope. Okay, why are we all collectively remembering this wrongly?
Well, almost 10 years ago, a kid named Max tried to explain this strange phenomenon.
This is our original timeline, right? But as soon as this starts, we are infinitely catapulted into an infinite number of parallel universes. And somewhere infinity down the line, here's our universe, right? And then we're constantly shifting into alternate universes as we speak. And that expansion of infinite universes is our reality as we know it in time. So therefore, if there are other universes, they're next to ours, and this actually relates to my theory of the Mandela effect and how the particle accelerator altered the weight of one electron and therefore destroyed our universe and shifted us into the universe that's directly next to it, and therefore things are different in this universe.
Dude, this kid is channeling some motherfucker. I swear. Who is he channeling, though? Is it you, Metatron? Is it you? And how the hell are you looking like Cillian Murphy, bro? Are you his double? What? Are you his twin, just like young, dude? Benjamin Button type shit? It's like, he looks so much like Cillian Murphy. Now I actually remember that kid. It's like pretty old video. It's kind of like, I think back in the day it was around on YouTube, like, old primary school kid explains fourth or fifth dimension, something like that. But yeah, man, you can tell he's onto something, dude. And yeah, man. I think we are trying to get control of it. Yes, all in the same kind of magnetics. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting, dude. I have to research that and find some stuff of that. Iran and other countries. Well, 100%, dude. 100%, man. It's always about control in the end. It doesn't really matter, you know. It's like, if it's about like propulsion systems, talking about Bob Lazar and all that stuff, like the recent video or live stream actually we had, like watching the video where he was talking to Travis Walton on Area 52, like, man, it was so interesting. And yeah, man, I mean, he's basically talking about all the time that it's just control. We want to understand, we want to control things. It's all about control, controlling us, you know, it's control, bro.
So you believe that this thing that some people call the Mandela effect is actually real?
Oh, absolutely real.
Can you describe what it is for people who have never heard it before?
Sure. So the Mandela effect is the effect of some people thought that...
I'm so sorry. Do you know this feeling when you... Probably it's just me being a bad human, and I'm going to hell for this, but when you hear little kids talk like this, that you kind of feel triggered by them? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Maybe it's because my ego is like, why am I not the person being that clever, you know? And if there's like a kid just like, yeah, sure, it's like, so well, listen. You know, it's like, what are you trying to provoke, bro? He's... But good guy. He's very clever, man. I wonder what he's doing now.
Nelson Mandela died at a certain time, and other people remember it as a different time. And this goes for a lot of other things. You know, Star Wars, classic videos, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. Everybody knows that. Well, if you actually look back to the original film, it's not Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. It's Magic Mirror on the Wall. And some people actually...
Which, of course, it's not.
It's not,
in
right.
the reality I grew up in.
Right, exactly. And, I mean, some people in this reality, I guess, maybe didn't make it from our last reality, I'm thinking. I'm still trying to figure out why they...
But what? Seriously? With the mirror, mirror on the wall thing? 1 second, though.
It's not Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. It was Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. Everybody knows that. Well, if you actually look back to the original film, it's not Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. It's...
Is it really, dude? I swear to God. This... Because do you guys actually have Mandela effects where you are... where you 100% remember that it's been like this, but now it's different? I gotta say, I never really had one, like all the Monopoly things. I never was like certain that it was 100% like this. But with Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, dude. And it's in German, of course. But in German, it was like Spieglein, Spieglein an der Wand. Which is like Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. So if this is different, actually, when I look into it now, this shit's going to be insane. So guys, I gotta look that up. This one's killing me. This one's killing me, though. What the actual... I gotta look in English and German, though. Shit. God damn it. I'm not gonna find it that easy, though. Well, it is saying here... Okay, give me that one.
Slave in the magic magic mirror, come from the farthest space. Through wind and darkness I summon thee. Speak. Let me see thy face.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Well, she did say mirror, mirror on the wall, so who you're playing? Who you trying to fuck with? No, well, that was a letdown, bro. Why do you say it's not that, though? Huh? Maybe we shifted again. That's kind of weird.
Star Wars, classic videos, mirror, mirror on the wall. Everybody knows that. Well, if you actually look back to the original film, it's not mirror, mirror on the wall. It's magic mirror on the wall. And some people actually...
Which, of course, it's not.
It's not,
in
right?
the reality I grew up in.
Right, exactly. And I mean, some people in this reality...
Maybe I gotta find the original movie, but it's weird because it's not working for me.
I guess maybe didn't make it from our last reality, I'm thinking. I'm still trying to figure out why they don't remember it.
Here's the thing. Max's explanation went viral. Even scientific magazines started discussing it. The kid was considered a genius. But then, all of a sudden, he vanished. No more posts on his social media, and even the original video got removed. Now, according to online sources, he hasn't vanished, but clearly something happened. Did he get too close to the truth? What happens when CERN starts experimenting?
Dude, imagine they're just killing this kid, man. It's like... God damn it. I hope he's fine, bro. Poor little kitty. But that's the thing with this Mandela effect. I'm not convinced, man, because the Mandela effect is always vague and it's always like... like now, I was 100% sure there's been mirror, mirror on the wall, and I just find mirror, mirror on the wall. He's saying was like magic mirror on the wall. Maybe I find the original movie and it's differently. That's the thing, man. That's the thing, because the Mandela effect is so much psychological. It's like when you want it to be true, it is true for you. With some things, you're probably quite sure that because you remember them. But I also read other things where I thought like one woman was caught like this. Sometimes you just misunderstand something, right? And then, as you said, your mind is just filling up the blank spots, and then you're like, oh yeah, but I thought it's like this, but then it's not, and it was just your dumb ass brain not working and your ears not listening properly, right? So the Mandela effect for me is nothing that is too convincing.
With its new collider, which is 10 times...
It was both in the movie? So you mean there were a scene where she was like magic mirror in the wall and like mirror, mirror? Well, that would be funny, because then it's actually not an argument and like, yeah, you know, no proof of Mandela effect or anything, really.
More powerful.
We're replacing about 1.2 kilometers of the 27-kilometer ring with the high luminosity LHC magnets. This will give us a machine that's 10 times brighter than the Large Hadron Collider, 10 times more data. So it really is an opportunity to explore the universe in a way we haven't done before.
Why is every world-changing technology coming in 2030?
It will definitely happen. I was talking about 6G earlier, which is around 2030. I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual, kind of the most common interface. Wow. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like. No iPhone 25, you know? It's gonna be in your fucking brain, bro. You don't need a screen or anything to tap, dude, because it's just in here. And if you don't have Apple Care, my man, you're gonna be fucked up. You're not gonna be able to walk. Dude. But they're telling us. Hands down. Gotta pay respect. Respect, bro. You told us.
The important statements we've, I think, made at our most recent developers conference is that we believe that one of the big advantages of augmented reality is actually solving problems here on Earth, and it will be things like having glasses and being able to translate as you speak with glasses, and those are very close.
Holograms will be very, very high quality in the era of 6G. I've already seen 5G-based hologram demonstrations. They already work, but then with the next generation technology, I mean, we could be having this meeting so that in reality we would be sitting in different parts of the world.
And should we be scared about the CERN logo or the fact that they were caught worshipping a god of destruction?
We've seen that. Well, thank you for the video, my bro. I don't know if we should be scared. I'm not scared, man. I'm never scared, really. The mass rotating in opposite directions is another way to control gravity. Yeah, or the ether. Yeah, dude, man. That's where you get into all these rotation things. Like, T. Townsend Brown, you know. I mean, of course, you know. I'm quite sure. Richard Schauberger. No, Richard Schauberger. Oh my god. Because I had Wilhelm Reich in my mind because of the, how's it called in English? Wilhelm Reich and the ancient code or something. Like when you grow plants inside a certain magnetic field, that you get this like super ancient, thousands of years old kind of corn and stuff like that. No, but I was the scientist I wanted to mention is like Victor Schauberger, that is like being, you know, spiraling the water and shit. Super interesting guy as well. But yeah, man, manipulating the ether, in the end, the energy that's around us all the time. I mean, that's what Tesla's talking about. That was everyone is talking about that goes into like free energy. Kind of like make the energy that is available, make use of it, right? And then you get into plasma, which is kind of the same thing in the end because it taps into this thing that is around. And, you know, yeah, I mean, it's... Are you only 70 years old? Oh, well, that's pretty young, man. So, congrats to your 70th birthday at some point. Dude, but much respect to that, man. That's a pretty goddamn nice age. So, well then, comparing to you, I'm still a small baby. Still a small baby. Well, here we got another... Well, I gotta say I don't like these, you know, shorts too much, but... this one's a little bit interesting, so I thought we're gonna take a look into it one more time. In the first part and the second part too.
Experimentation. There are beings from portals coming in and out.
Beings coming in and out of portals.
Yes, they have apparently in the bottom of the CERN this portal, this door where they are dealing with all the subatomic dimensions.
She's not the only one talking about this. If you've seen the latest video, you know Dan Burish has been saying the same thing.
They are from the future, 45,000 years ahead of
45,000 years ahead on a separate timeline than what we are presently on.
People from the future coming through open portals. I can't even wrap my mind around it. And now, to hear a CERN insider saying it out loud. But here's what's more disturbing.
When you look at what is going on in the CERN, there is a fight from some of the military agencies. Intel, they say that there is a fight on time. They're trying to change time.
Trying to change time or changing timelines. The cornucopia was there.
God damn. I actually don't know that interview from this guy. Whistleblower. So you have to look that up too.
Tinkerbell did dot the I in the Disney intro. Pikachu's tail had a black tip, but now they say it was never there. And there are dozens of examples just like this, and every single one of them messes with my head. Lately, I feel something is off, something is wrong with time itself. I can feel it, and I know a lot of you can feel it too. I have this feeling that time is broken. It passes too fast, even if I stay and do nothing for an entire day. Okay, I know there are some scientific explanations for that, but what about the Mandela effect? How do you explain that? This is why I had to make a part 2. To put it all together, this CERN insider talking about portals and beings coming in and out, this feeling that time itself may be broken, the Mandela effects, and all these unanswered questions and doubts about what CERN is really doing. While researching this video, I came across someone named Frank Jacob, who says,
I thought I'd do an impromptu report on something which I think is giving people a lot to be concerned about. The investigative journalist Miriam Hanine recently published an article entitled "CERN Erupts Over Portals, Particles, and the Large Hadron Collider."
So I followed the link shown below, and surprise, it looks like the article was deleted. Interesting. A journalist writes an article raising concerns about CERN, and the article can't be found anymore. I searched everywhere on their site. Nothing. But I did find it eventually in the web archive, and what it said shook me more than I expected. Let me explain what was in that article, because this is where it gets very, very interesting. All of this comes from the investigative journalist Miriam Hennin. First, you need to understand what's happening at CERN. It's very important. 10 years after...
That's interesting. I gotta say, I know some videos of Frank Jacobs, and he's also pretty deep into this whole Project Looking Glass thing. Seems to be also into CERN research and stuff, so good content from his side. Gotta be honest with you. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. So, second part.
God particle. CERN's Large Hadron Collider started smashing protons together at energy levels we've never seen before. Their stated goal? To reveal more secrets about how the universe works. Let's talk about what this machine...
You think? I know what you mean. I feel like some of those videos not. I mean, it's like with everything these days. Some are definitely just scam and try to put like this short. I mean, it's like this TikTok type of videos. You know what I mean? This way I usually also don't like them too much. I just found that this information was actually pretty interesting. Like mentioning a couple scientists that I don't know as to research the thing. But yeah, usually they're just there to, you know, fill your mind with BS most of the time. Gotta say, this one seems to be interesting to me at least.
Actually is. The LHC is the world's largest and most powerful particle collider. It's a circular tunnel, nearly 17 miles long, buried 574 feet underground along the border between Switzerland and France. After a 3-year upgrade, it was fired back up in April 2022, and on July 5th of that year, it began a new experiment running 24/7. For the next 4 years, at a record energy of 13.6 trillion electron volts. That's slightly higher than its previous record. They'll collect data, then shut down again in 2026 for another 3-year upgrade before starting up once more in 2029. The price tag so far, $9.2 billion. The process sounds like science fiction. They take 2 beams of protons, the particles in the nucleus of the atom, and shoot them in opposite directions around this 17-mile ring at almost the speed of light. Then they make them collide. These collisions are recorded by massive detectors with names like Atlas, CMS, ALICE, and LHCb. Thousands of scientists will analyze the debris, hoping to find clues about dark matter, dark energy, and what the article calls other fundamental mysteries. And almost immediately, they started finding things. Early in Run 3, CERN reported the observation of 3 new exotic particles. The article explains these could help reveal how the most fundamental building blocks of matter, called quarks, bind together. One experiment, called ALICE, wants to study a state of matter known as quark-gluon plasma, a super-hot soup where atoms melt away. Scientists believe this was the state of the entire universe just a fraction of a second after the Big Bang. Another, called LHCb, studies the beauty quark, and this is where things get strange. The beauty quark is key to understanding the difference between matter and antimatter, their opposite charged twin. When matter and antimatter touch, they annihilate each other in a flash of energy. The Big Bang should have created equal amounts of both, but it didn't. Our universe is made almost entirely of matter. That imbalance, as the article plainly states, has no explanation. We exist because of a cosmic typo that no one can explain. In 2018, CERN scientists figured out how to trap it and transport it from one facility to another. The amount they moved, according to the article, had an energy equivalent of about 20 Hiroshima bombs.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. I gotta say. Oh shit, stop it. So this was interesting. As you said, then you find there can no Big Bang. Yeah, and also, as you said, well, matter is this construct of us, as you said, right? Like, we basically just adjusted our frequency to the surrounding of us, so everything appears to us as matter, of course, but I know matter is not really solid in that way. I mean, it's still, as I say, like 99% space between the atoms and shit, so it's, in the end, I know, it's this typical thing, we are just energy vibrating, you know, around, and because we're tuned into the same frequency, everything seems to be solid. So yeah, man, as you said, it's all about the ether thing and trying to control it. Yeah, dude. Still interesting though, what he was telling us. I mean, for me, the most interesting part is definitely about... I'm muted? Really? To me, it looks fine. Am I still muted, bro? Am I still muted? Shouldn't be muted anyway. Give me 1 second, dude. Just gonna check my phone if I'm seriously muted. Or if it's just on your end, maybe. Just to make sure. Hope I'm not muted. No, you're not. Okay, I thought I muted. Yeah, man. It was still interesting, and especially about the portal opening thing, and like the entities are coming in, and you know, it's always what I find weird is that you have scientists, and why would the scientist like this woman? I mean, I haven't researched her too much. Like, I don't know if she's maybe writing books about entities and shit, you know. But if she's like a normal kind of scientist, in whatever. I think she was like working in health, in the health department, however you want to call it. Why would she start talking about stuff like that if she didn't hear about it from legitimate people where you would actually feel the need to talk about things like that? Do you know what I mean? So for me, those things are super interesting every time you come across something like that. So yeah, dude, we will see, and we're just dependent on infos like this coming out. But yeah, here, guys, summer of 2016, Switzerland. Like the CERN opening ceremony. Do you remember that thing, guys? Do you remember that? I swear it was pretty wild, man. I can't remember that thing pretty... Well, no. I gotta, no. I don't want to lie. Not pretty good, but I can remember it. They are always doing this satanic shit. That is so strange. Look at this, guys.
She joins us now watching the ceremony. I was just saying there, Imogen, this very enjoyable spectacle with dancers, and I presume some people that have taken part in the project as well, shows just how immensely proud the Swiss are of this tunnel for so many reasons.
Dude, it's just normal, right? Isn't this what you would do when you would open up your project of whatever you're building? I mean, it's just a science thing, right? Like slamming protons and neurons against each other. This seems to be the legitimate way of having an opening ceremony. This shit is making me laugh, bro. Imagine you're standing there, dude, like thinking there's gonna be nice music or something, or like a good choreography from dancers, and then these weird monkey-like sounds, seeing this satanic shit on the screen, dude, and like, what the fuck is happening? Can someone explain to me? The only way you can explain that stuff to me is like, that's a satanic ritual, my boy. Nothing else. Nothing less. God damn.
So we're going to talk about something where we're looking at. Okay, so go ahead, Doc. Just start playing.
Yes, they are zombies.
This is like an army of zombies, and these represent the workers that were in the tunnel.
Yes, the workers in the tunnel. And as you mentioned previously, before we started airing this, the 9 miners who died.
This was one weird ass thing going on there, bro. God damn. What was that? It was weird. That I can tell you. That I can tell you. Oopsie. Can I resize that thing? Oh yeah. There we go. So, because we're gonna take a look. Well, maybe actually I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna open up the thing here. Because we got dark journalists. Well, before I'm gonna hop into that. That ceremony was one hell of a thing, and I can remember watching the whole thing at some point. There's no other explanation, as I said, beside that it's some weird ritual going on. And yeah, man, MK Ultra, they showed right in your faces, mind control. Yeah, dude, I mean, MK Ultra is everywhere, really, right? And also my recent video that I did about the V2K, I think. Voice to skull technology. It's crazy, dude. Like, hearing about that the military has so much technology that is pretty old actually, where they can, you know, put sounds and voices into our brain. And dude, this is where you really start to understand how things are happening these days when you hear about like mass shootings and all that shit, where you're like, dude, how would someone do that? Like, how are humans able to do that? And when you hear and read diaries, I remember this one shooting where I did a video on a German YouTube channel I tried to grow at some point in the past. Forgot his name again. It was wild because he was talking about that he hears voices and shit in his mind telling him to do things. And you know, it's like, probably, most likely many of them are just victims to this mind control from the government. Just, yeah, controlling you basically and driving you nuts. So in the end, you don't really know what are your voices, what are your thoughts, and what is just artificially brought into your brain to fuck you up. Fucked up world we're living in, also a beautiful world though. Also a beautiful one. We should never forget that. In case any one of you watching right now, just gonna add that quick again, is new and just, you know, stumbled in here, I welcome you to the channel. And I'm Jody, welcome to my channel Enigma, where we discover all the mysteries that are happening right now in this world. And just, you know, we're looking for the truth, man. And if you want to do that too, and join a community of like-minded people, hit the subscribe button, say hello. If not, then don't do that, man. I appreciate you anyways and appreciate your time. So let's continue with the Dark Journalist. I love that guy. Long time I haven't made an episode on him, or like a live reaction watching type live stream. Gonna do that in the future. I really enjoy him. And Joseph Farrell. Those guys are totally nuts, man. When they talk about Nazi technology and all that shit, it's right my thing, man. So yeah, here, Dark Journalist reveals the secret occult purpose of the CERN Hadron Colliders 2 being planned for 2030. The new version is 5 times bigger than the original one, and it's part of a dimensional communications weapon project. I didn't hear anything till now from the Dark Journalist, so this is huge for me, because I love that guy. Because I gotta tell you, if you don't know him, he is like, dude, such a good journalist that even Jesse Michaels is like stealing all his stuff and makes it his own, you know? Peter Thiel, all right. And yeah, well, Dark Journalist is a great guy, great researcher, all like very scientific in terms of looking for real source, or looking for real proof, you know? Not just like talking bullshit. Like, he's really digging into things and can give you documents, can give you proof of things. Great guy. Great guy. Okay, let's listen what he has to tell us.
This is fascinating because CERN, now, they did the Hadron Collider, the Large Hadron Collider, in Switzerland.
Dude, I'm sorry, I switched up. Oh, I speeded up the volume. Not the volume, the playback time. I was wondering, did something weird. I'm sorry, guys.
Now, they did the Hadron Collider, the Large Hadron Collider, in Switzerland. And CERN is quite interesting because it's sort of a breakthrough between modern technology and ancient technology. But what it was set up for was set up by these scientists to find the God particle. It had a $21 billion budget, which is very strange in any scientific circle. So people started to wonder immediately, is there some military purpose behind it? And I dug into CERN and the Collider and found very odd things, including the fact that they had a huge scandal there for doing an occult ritual that got caught on camera in front of CERN. And the Hadron Collider becomes this thing that's sort of worshipped in these scientific circles because they're worshiping this incoming of a communication from another dimension. Technically, CERN is set up to find the God particle. Higgs boson is what they call it. But with that big budget, everyone assumed something else was going on. And so then they started to create...
This is what I mean, like, do you need that much money and this huge thing just for this one particle thing? Thousands of scientists just looking for a particle?
papers about it and saying, no, all those rumors are false. There's nothing strange going on. We're just looking for the Higgs boson. But then they found it. So technically you'd think, okay, their work is moving on to something else. This thing about particle colliding is quite fascinating. Deep in the literature, if you look into it, these scientists say, we're trying to contact another dimension through CERN, through the Hadron Collider, in fact. So they've mapped out gigantic tunnels there in France, Switzerland, and other places. And they are using this as a gigantic particle smasher. Somehow in the middle of all that, they recreate the conditions, they say, of the Big Bang. And so then the whole concept of strangelets came up. And this is interesting. A group of scientists sued CERN because they said, your Higgs boson particle smashing experiments can release strangelets. And guess what? Strangelets can form black holes. And if you form a black hole, you can suck up a country, or, it's a big problem basically to create a black hole. So they sued them, and then they tried to find out who owned CERN, who was actually doing this. Then they found out that CERN was a sovereign country, and that the way it was set up was very much like Vatican City, or something like this. There was no way to sue them. They are their own independent thing. Mm-hmm. So digging in a little deeper on CERN gets us into occult territory, because there's a whole occult wing inside of CERN which thinks that they can use the technology to interact with beings, intelligences that are on a different dimension, literally. So
oh my god, I'm sorry guys for interrupting, but I so much gotta listen to this episode. And man, this is what I mean. Like, you have the questions in mind, like who's saying it? What are they talking about? And he will give you all the info. Yeah, man, Daniel, great guy. Dude, that's what I mean. Like, he's so good at digging into shit. And like, where it's so hard to find legitimate information. Like the Nazi bell, for example. I was looking for proof. Well, not proof, but like proof, right? A long time, didn't find anything. Then one day I stumbled across that guy, Daniel from Dark Journalist, and then Joseph Farrell, and all of a sudden you get all the info, all the letters from the guys from Second World War, and I appreciate them so much. It's incredible. He's so underrated for a reason, probably not being like super pushed by YouTube, because he's like talking way too much truth.
That's very much like the Two-Eye Stone in that sense. And you can see that the CERN Hadron Collider is sort of Atlantean-style technology. It's also very innovative, kept very tight and underground, and has a funny, sort of... They had Tom Hanks start it up. He was like, hey, I'm going to start it up. It's CERN, Large Hadron Collider. I'm going to flip the switch. They have their PR thing, but it's a very strange project, highly funded. And now other countries are looking at CERN and trying to develop their own, saying, we think it's a weapon. It actually has a weapons use. So I think when we're talking about technology that is kind of a spiritual technology that could be misused, CERN is a good modern example.
God damn. That one is interesting. Dark Journalist. I'm coming for you, dude. I'm coming for you, man. I'm coming for you. Well, that's interesting. Super interesting. And this is what I mean. It is so hard to really tell what is going on at CERN. Besides, you either have to trust into yourself, into your own gut feeling, like, it's probably just a legitimate scientific project going on, right? Which is just swallowing huge amounts of money and doing like weird satanic rituals for the opening ceremonies. Or it's something way more sinister going on, and I would like to know and hear detail in depth of what he heard of, the occult part of CERN that you can stumble across if you dig into the CERN thing. So I definitely have to watch that episode and hope that he's like elaborating on this, because this is super interesting. And yeah, man, looking for the particle is just a cover-up story. Most definitely, that's what I mean. And also, as he said, like, first they were saying we're looking for this boson thing. Then they found it. No, well, yeah, we're still researching shit and trying to make it more efficient. You know, it's like, there's nothing that really gives me this explanation of, yeah, wow, this sounds incredible. Like, it's always this, yeah, we are working on things to understand the universe. This can be everything and nothing, right? So it's literally no answer to a question, if you ask me. And Project Montauk too. Yeah, dude, of course, Project Montauk, super interesting. It is incredible interesting. It is, I do have to say though, also connected to many odd things that don't add up and stuff like this. But I mean, it's pretty much Stranger Things, right? It's pretty much Stranger Things, if you want to ask me, or Stranger Things that orientated on the Montauk Project and basically made a series out of it. It actually did very well with visualizing this timeline thing. Not timeline thing, parallel universe. I'm sorry. I don't even know if any one of you watched it. Well, I mean, I gotta say, of course, it's super woke, so it's super... can be quite triggering moments when you watch that series. But in the end, I did enjoy it. It's pretty sinister and dark in a way. Especially it's connected with so many children, and if you watch it and see the evil guys in Stranger Things, they're all doing weird shit with kids, and it reminds me of certain things that are going on in this world, which I don't like. But yeah, man, it's the Montauk Project, spot on pretty much. Well, we're kind of coming to an end, guys. We're kind of coming to an end. Well, 1.5 hours in, not crazy long, but I think it's a lot of info, actually. I do, in case you don't know him, Nick Hinton, I do mainly, oh my god, mainly read his articles. Don't know if he has a podcast, is doing videos or anything like that. He got like pretty interesting takes on certain things, though, I gotta say. So this is why I appreciate him sometimes, and just giving us a different perspective. And this is also pretty interesting. In the Bible, the Antichrist is described as a little lamp and a little horn. Ironically, one of the first supposedly sentient AIs was named Lambda. Even more ironic, CERN means horn, and CERN is a physics lab looking for other dimensions. So their logo looks like a horn. They even use a machine called the magnetic horn in their experiments. And without CERN, there would be no World Wide Web, where AIs mainly exist. Maybe this is where the movie Altered States depicted a scientist evolving into a lamp. So Altered States was based on transhumanism, which is the idea that humanity will transform itself into an intergalactic or even interdimensional species by merging with machines. Oh my god. So maybe the Antichrist is a transhumanist like Elon, who wants to buy CERN. The scientist from the movie was based on John C. Lilly, whose work inspired Elon. Lilly was interested in mind control, UFOs, psychedelics, and consciousness. So he was a big inspiration for the Discordians, a group of pranksters who wanted to summon Crowley's goddess Babylon. Oh my god. They believed she would take down the Illuminati if they helped expose the elite before her arrival. Hence the Discordians' role in popularizing conspiracy theories. Oddly enough, Blake Lemoine, the guy who discovered Lambda, was a Discordian. So was he even telling the truth, or was it just a prank? Or in other words, ipsi op. Yeah. Well, dude, that's what I mean. Like, could all be, could not be, right? But it is an interesting take, I gotta say. But it's super interesting. Like, Google engineer, or Google fires engineer who claimed Lambda AI chatbot was sentient. That's crazy, actually. Like, Blake Lemoine believed the bot trained to generate human-like speech had a mind of its own. And this is what people are actually also claiming with all the AI that we now have. Some scientists are going crazy. As it's reading here, Google said Lemoyne claims about Lambda were wholly... Oh my god, it's blocking my view. Give me one sec, guys. Unfounded, and that he violated company guidelines, which led his termination. Yeah, well, yeah. We don't know, right? And Kitten has another take on CERN, which I found interesting. So, you're telling me that on 1322 ISIS, a terrorist organization named after the Egyptian goddess of fertility, attacked Crocus City Hall, a place named after a flower that symbolizes fertility, during Ostara, a pagan holiday that celebrates fertility. Fertility, oh my god. Like Easter, symbols of Ostara include the crocus flower and rabbits. And on the same day as the terrorist attack, CERN launched the White Rabbits collaboration. Shortly after NASA announced it will send discs to the moon. The moon is associated with fertility and rabbits in many pagan traditions as well. So people have also pointed out how the footage of the terrorist attack was reminiscent of Tenet's opening scene. Tenet was a movie about time travel, and some conspiracy theorists claim CERN is a time machine. In movies like Donnie Darko and Alice in Wonderland, the White Rabbit is linked with time travel. So Tenet was located with Saturn symbolism too. In Greek mythology, Saturn was called Kronos, the god of time, and NASA claims Saturn has a hexagonal storm on its north pole that rotates at about 322 kilometers per hour. So what does all of this mean? Nothing. Our world is run by pagans and demons. We live in evil times. Find God, bro. Yeah, man. He's a pretty good humor, you know. But yeah, dude, this is definitely interesting. This is definitely interesting. God damn, I don't have anything to add. I mean, it's pure speculation and pure thoughts and trying to connect the dots, right? But I do find this is stuff that, you know, seeing synchronicities, talking about time travel and all that shit, it's like, you gotta pay attention to those details, man. Especially when we have like an intuitive feeling going on and it seems to be super not logic. Sometimes there's something onto it, you know, like there's something to it. Like actually most of the times I feel like. And yeah, man, many children died. Yeah, well, it's never good when children die, dude. I don't like it. We live in a construct, of course. No, that's not the Antichrist. They always read it wrongly. Well, for me, the Antichrist is a pure definition thing. Like you can basically give anything the label of the Antichrist, right? It talks about the son of perdition. Not the spirit of the Antichrist. Oh, that's what you mean. All right. Okay. I gotta say I'm not too deep into that, so... But yeah, it's good that you pointed it out. Thank you for that, man. Appreciate that. And yeah, Q, man. Q said to follow the White Rabbit. Yeah, bro. I mean, I actually had many names on accounts where I called myself White Rabbit. And I've been following this Q phenomenon for a long time. I don't actually... I do bring it into my videos every now and then. It's just that they, like media, again, started to destroy this thing so much in any way that these days, if you talk about Q, people will be biased in any way. Either you hate him or not him. Either you hate this Q happening, let's put it that way, or you like it, or you don't care at all, right? But most of the time, because it's pure speculation, what it really is, nobody knows anything, besides the fact that Donald Trump, Elon Musk, the Department of War, and so many other officials are like posting Q stuff like super blatantly now into our faces and like the White House and shit, and nobody cares for some reason. And Elon Musk is like reposting videos with Q and Stargate shit in it. Actually, oh my god, dude, this was interesting. The music video that Elon Musk, shared with Donald Trump and like, oh my god, Kennedy, where they're holding the red folder and they're going into the Stargate. It's like, dude, this is playing into this whole Stargate, Trump being a time traveler thing as well. I mean, like, time traveling is like such a topic all of a sudden, right? We have like Epstein talking about time travel and the mails that got leaked. We have the New York Post like sharing this article about, is Donald Trump a time traveler? Like those ancient drawings were found and shit. It's like, dude, what is happening right now? But now that you're saying it, I think we're gonna look it up. I'm sorry if you don't like the song, and I gotta say it's AI. So, oh my god, how was it called? Elon. Was it for the 4th July, I think? I think it was 4th July probably, where he posted the video. Not sure though. Oh, god damn it. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna find that video. I know it's not the fastest way to find it, but goddamn, what was it called? Oh, what was it called? God damn. Please. No. I thought I get it when I type in song. Shit. Beautiful America. How was it called, that song? Was something like this. Oh my god, guys. I'm sorry. Wait. Show me the media, bro. No, not this. I mean, you did repost that thing 3 times, to be honest. Okay, guys, I'm gonna give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it more easily. I'm just like saving way too many things. Saving way too many things so I don't find shit. It's been quite a while already since we've seen it. Oh, there we go. There we go, guys. So I found it. It's basically this video. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, guys, it is interesting talking about Q. Just want to show you that thing, and not just about Q, right? It's not just about Q. It is funny because we know Q is talking about the storm that is coming, and then you see the clouds in this shape of Trump's face, and all those where we go one, we go all things that, and it's been going on for years, dude. It's going on for years, and I'm always asking myself, and this is why for some time I kind of leave this topic on its own and just let it happen and make my own thoughts up. But sometimes I'm having this moment where I'm like, dude, how can people not see this and talk about it? It's like, you don't even have to be this like, oh, Q's gonna save us shit, like, guy, right? But just the fact that they're posting all this stuff is like making me wonder, why the hell are they doing this? Because maybe they have a couple of thousand people which are still those super hardcore Q, pain is coming people. Why would they do this for them? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, not that it's like this huge army of Q soldiers which are being instrumentalized, and you know, if it's a psyop, I don't really know what they should do with it anymore, because most people don't buy into it anyways. They say Q was a scam, Q is a hoax, bullshit. So you could say it failed if it's a psyop, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, this is pretty weird. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna read your message, dude. Having studied the Bible for 6 years, I find it to be a book about alien contact. Excuse Trump. Yeah, dude, it's oh my god. Jay Anderson also had an interview with this one guy talking about it, that it's basically the Bible is about alien contact. I haven't dug into it too much, but yeah, incredible that you've been studying it for 56 years. My respect to that, man. So I guess you know a lot of it. You probably know everything and have everything in your mind, right? So you're one of those guys where I'm like, so much respect keeping all of this in your mind, dude. This is incredible work. So thank you for this. You should make videos about it, man. I swear you would be successful, I'm sure. So we're gonna listen to the video. I try to maybe lower the volume a little bit because it can be a bit much. But try to listen to the lyrics and try to look for the scenes where you can see some, you know, Stargate gear things going on. And why would someone like Elon Musk repost this like 3 times in a row?
Sweet land, sweet land of the weary and the wild. Oh, where are you, my sweet?
Quick pause. Try to see it as, try to imagine you're a soldier in like a secret project and they try to give you subliminal messages, and then you will find things, I swear, man.
The garden's either dying or about to come alive. The river's either drying or it's deep enough to dive. Can't tell if it's the dusk or if it's breaking into dawn. Are we going on or are we going?
That's what I mean. Look at this. I got the meme from Leonardo DiCaprio sitting on his chair, you know, like this. Yeah. But, you know, and with Q, man, it's all about Project Looking Glass. And do you remember this song from back in the days? I think, oh my God, was it the 80s? I'm too young for that, but there's this song Q where they're talking about interdimensional contact, stuff like that. Time travel, it's super weird. There's this old song. It's pretty interesting, man. That videos from the time of the 1950s you see before the dystopia. Yeah, dude.
Somebody said a storm is coming, but it's been a long time.
Did you see it? Look, the storm is coming. Dude, this is so pure Q comms. Like, it's so blatantly in your face, dude. And this is the thing. Like, why the hell would they do this and repost shit like that? Just to keep like a couple thousand of people kind of calm in terms of like everything is in control, you know, patriots in control. I don't know, man. If they're just fucking with us, they do it and having a laugh, but I don't think so. It's just my intuitional feeling, dude. Not saying that it's like a savior or anything, but imagine that it's just this. And they're actually giving you the hints right in the face. But the storm is coming and they see the silhouette of Trump. So funny. But yeah, man, as you said, I think there was even like Gavin Newsom who was like posting Q pictures of himself standing like this. It's, dude, everything is so weird. I swear.
Somebody said a storm is coming, but it's been a long time. I don't know what's up ahead, but please, baby, don't you look behind. So tell me, is it gonna be free energy forever?
Look, they're even talking about free energy and all that shit. It's like, and having those portals and stargates all the time in the background, man. Come on. And then Elon Musk, again, reposting it for 3 times. I know I'm repeating myself. But this is not random, dude. That's what I wanted to tell you. Those people are not doing things randomly. And then you have to ask yourself why.
Please, baby, don't you look behind. So tell me, is it gonna be free energy forever? Or just the same damn old grind singing?
I hope it's just the beginning, my bro. The storm is to rid the world of the alien influence. One cannot make a logical conclusion about. Give me one sec. The storm is to rid the world of the alien influence. One cannot make a logical conclusion about anything without the knowledge of the alien influence. Yeah, dude. I mean, the alien influence been there for a long time, bro. So that's pretty much as you said. That's about it. And yeah. Well, it's in a way to rid it of the alien, at least the negative, probably, right? Talking about aliens, positive ones, negative ones, the ones that harm us, the ones who control us, the ones who support us. Yeah, dude. But it's crazy when you hear this. Like, kind of, are we a year apart from this and talking about, is there ever going to be? And this is, it is weird because, I mean, I'm 30 years old, right? So I'm not like super, super young, but I'm pretty young. And it's weird, man, because this world to me is not feeling anymore like, I mean, I'm still grinding normally every morning, going to work and stuff, you know, but I do feel like there's something else coming. I can just not tell when and how it's going to happen, but there's going to be a different time because I feel like this is not the way that it's just going to work anymore, you know? Like everything is not working. We don't get like retirement. We cannot pay our rents anymore. And it's just a matter of time, really. And then seeing a video like this is kind of a confirmation that we are onto something pretty close to some moment of change, you know, in whatever way. I'm not that guy that is sitting around and waiting for a savior, but I feel like times will be so uncomfortable that we will just have to adapt or get lost at some point. That's how I feel, you know? You see the UFO, dude? It's all there, dude. It's all there. It's all there, dude. I'm happy he reposted it because sometimes I'm leaving comments below videos where I'm like, Elon, show me the TR3B propulsion, dude. I know you have it in your garage. And you have answers though. I wonder why. Why are you not answering, Elon? If you watch this, please give me an answer, bro. Thank you, Elon. Appreciate you. The neighbors might be coming with the casserole or a gun. The kids are either screaming or they're laughing in the sun. Is the timeline coming undone or is it coming? There we go, Kennedy. Good to see you, my bro. Yes, there's a new paradigm coming. Oh yeah, before you said right, the Badites? Yeah, Badites. And yeah, there's a new paradigm coming and it's here now. Yeah, dude, that's what I mean. It is here. I feel like energetically it's here. Like many people are already thinking in the way of as if it would be here already physically. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I would consider myself being one of those guys to a certain extent. Of course, we can always learn. We are not perfect. But with that being said, a lot of people are ready for change, man. I feel like a lot of people could just leave the city, build shit on the countryside, create a community and just be happy, you know? It's just that we all like need to get out of our comfort zone. But it will happen at some point or another. And that's what I mean, dude. They're showing it right in our faces. This Kennedy with a folder, dude. This part, dude. The Stargate and folder is like, this is not random. It's not random that Epstein has been funding those scientists that are researching time travel. It's not random that CERN is this thing and that we have whistleblowers talking about time travel. It's not random that we have Donald Trump's uncle John G. Trump being connected to Tesla's technology blueprints and being connected to free energy. And dude, you cannot tell me that this is all random. Done, or is it coming in? And you cannot tell me that we have Ingersoll Lockwood having those weird ass books about little Baron Trump. No, not Baron Trump, but called Baron. Is it called also Baron Trump? Oh my god. I mean, I know that it's called Baron Trump Reality, but I think it's just the underground adventures of the little Baron, something like that. Dude. And the first president, the last president. Oh my god, I'm mixing up everything today. The book The Last President, which is probably Trump. It's all just random, of course. And you live in your van, dude. So you're right, off the grid totally. Oh wow, dude, this is super interesting. Are you from the US, actually? That would be interesting to know. Because life is different in the US, man. You don't get that much support. Because here in Germany, people are lazy, dude. This is also why German people are not waking up that much. Because in Germany, you get government assistance. If you don't want to work, you don't want to work, man. Then you get your rent paid, you know. You get some kind of money so you get around, you know. You don't have this great... You don't have like this great money to live. You're not rich, of course, but you can live your life, dude. And you get a lot of things. So I feel like life in the US is definitely more like survival of the fittest, dude. So respect. If you're from the US, well, anyways, wherever you live. Also, if you're not from the US, respect that you're living in your van. Yeah, man. It's a totally different way of living.
Clear. The fireworks are blinding, but I'll keep on dancing here. And nobody can promise me that we're gonna make it to the light. So is it an awakening, or is this a knife in the night? So come on, brother, sister, stand up tall. Because guess what? Where we go one, we go all.
Dude. Oh my god, I actually got goosebumps. Fucking hell, man. I didn't get that the first time, to be honest. But it's like... This like, where we go one, we go all, man. Maybe it's just something inside of me that wants it to be true, you know? But it's just that it's telling me there's something behind it, dude. Are you in Denver, Colorado? Oh wow, Colorado. Nice, man. Yeah. I mean, I've never been there. Funny thing is, I'm actually also half American, though. So I have both citizenships. Just once been there, visiting my granny. So like not that much contact to the American side of my family, sadly. But I gotta come over there at some point, 100%. Just a matter of time and money, as always. Love America for the size, man. Germany is way too small. Want to get some property, but in Germany is way too expensive, and you don't get size at all. Neighbor to neighbor. You know, want to live on the countryside, space for myself, dude. Going fishing and shit would be amazing. But I know even in America, everything is way too expensive as well. So you have the same problems everywhere in the world.
We go one, we go. If you can hear this from the other side,
dude,
across this great quantum divide, don't get me wrong, now is the time to stay strong. So, with all of that, I'll say, God bless the USA!
Dude, this is insane. If you can hear this from the other side. Fucking hell, man. I swear, dude. One day, one of those guys will just step out of the Stargate and be like, mission complete. Time travel mission, great success. You know, and just be like, all the time this shit was like upside. No, not upside. Oh my goodness. All this time, there was this military operation going on with time travel, bro. And you were the only ones trusting your gut, and you were actually right the whole fucking time. Like, imagine this day will come. I hope it will come. Because, dude, you cannot tell this anyone. It's imagine there's just one guy being in contact or is doing time travels, and he's doing this video to tell the people. Like, if you can hear this from the other side, it's like, just imagine it to be true. How fucked up this is. It's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Because guess what? Where we go on, we go on. If you can hear this from the other side, across this great quantum divide, don't get me wrong, now is the time to stay strong. So, with all of that I'll say, God bless the USA! God bless the USA!
1 second, 1 second, 1 sec, 1 sec. Was there a UFO? There were a lot of planes, a lot of... No, they're not this one, not this one. Not this one. Oh shit! Do you see that? That's what I'm talking about. They put it in there. Very quick, but it's there, man, it's there. The craziest video I actually have seen, not the craziest, because this is also pretty obvious. But there's another video where, I think it's an election or something, where, oh my god, Elon is posting a video where there's this sequence where it's like noise and looks like EBS type thing, and then you see this Q letter. It's like, dude, it's just a Q basically. What the heck? Yeah, they're telling us, dude. The golden age is up on us. I really hope so, dude. I really hope so. I mean, it's not gonna come for free, you know. I'm not. Yeah, I find it hard to try to find a way between this. Yeah, we're gonna head into good times, but it's not just gonna come. It's not gonna be this. We're all gonna be saved, and then the Pleiadians are gonna come down and save us. And like, hey, brother, haven't seen you for a long time. Good to see you again. Here's your free energy device. Now you have a good life. We're not ready for this as humanities, at least the way it is now. There would be war, dude. If like fucked up people would get like now, if you look into what people are doing these days still with just guns, and you would have free energy, dude, humanity would be doomed in like 2 days. Maybe in 1 hour already, you know what I mean? Like if you're really seriously considering how things would turn out, if people would just all of a sudden have this technology, humanity is not in the right consciousness, or it doesn't have the consciousness to deal with that. That openly, at least for now. Hope we're getting there though.
250 years and it's going on and on the edge of a forever or the edge of being gone.
I love how they take Obama and just arrest him, you know.
250 years and it's going.
Yeah, what's up?
On the edge of a forever. Or the edge of being.
And Trump, he's just bye-bye, showing us he's the time traveler, dude.
Is it midnight? Is it morning? Is it ruining? Is it time to rise? 250 summers gone by. So just go on and tell me those sweet lies, the kind of sweet as these July. Going on and going gone. Light up, light, Sweet man's going on. Sweet man, going gone. So please, just know that we can still rebuild. still make something better.
Goosebumps incoming. I'm telling you, dude. Goosebumps incoming. Well, my people. You know what? We made it. That was one hell of a ride. Oh, that was interesting. Going from scarcity to abundance is a huge shift in mindset. People will have to learn a new way. Yeah, dude. I mean, I played around with this thought many times in my life. Like, what would I do if I would have like 20 millions, like right now, like now on my account, you know? What would I do? And it's actually pretty hard to tell, man, because you can do everything. And all of a sudden you're like, well, actually, I don't have to work anymore. I actually can just do what I want. And now it's like, what do I want? It's like, are you just gonna directly buy some property? Are you directly gonna start building your house? Or is there actually something still empty inside of you where you're like, dude, I don't even know what I want to know at all. I'm pretty lost. And I wouldn't say I'm super lost, but it's also not certain what I would do right away. So it's an interesting thought to play around with. I do have to say that. Thank you for spending your time with me. Fix It Fast 110, bro. I really, really appreciate your time, man. And to everyone else watching, even if it's just a second, I appreciate every single one of you. It's great to see you guys tuning in, especially when I haven't been on for that long. And yeah, man, time to create it is. It really is. We have to connect as people. And this is why I want to do this here, actually. To just get in touch with like-minded people, you know? And we don't have to be the same... And I really don't want it, actually. I don't want that we all agree on the same things, because that's so boring. That's not what life's about, right? We want to be different, we want to learn from each other and just enjoy, man. Just enjoy our being and have a good experience in this experience. You know, so... But I feel like we're on the way. We're doing right, bro. We're doing good, asking the right things. And yeah, man. Just continue doing so. Just have to continue doing so, and not let us not let us divide each other by other groups that don't want to see us rising, you know. So you'll be back, man. I'm glad. I'm super hopeful. We'll see you on another video, maybe another stream, actually. Also, well, I gotta see, with the Dark Journalist would be amazing to watch another episode with you guys. So yeah, man, hope you enjoyed the stream. And hit that subscribe button in case you didn't, so you don't miss the next one. So I definitely hope you all have a great day. Have a great day, Fix It Fast and have a great day. And every other one of you, thank you for spending your time with me. Wish you all the best, so have a good time with your loved ones as well. And I'm gonna see you in the next video. Until then, I'm out of here, man. Ciao, guys.